Good evening. It was months in the making. Nothing was neglected. Everyone did their duty. The best preparations had been made. But the clouds were too thick. We could not sight paratroopers to their targets, or support the assault from the air, or prevent landing craft from colliding in the dark fog. The full mustered might of a powerful young nation and the hopes of all its people hung in the balance to the random capriciousness of nature. Then, on June 5th, early in the morning, 1944, James Stagg, meteorologist to Supreme Allied Commander Dwight Eisenhower, issued a report predicting slightly better conditions, just long enough for a risky assault to be made. Eisenhower's advisors were divided. The invasion would need to be delayed weeks if this window was not exploited. Every minute made discovery by Nazi forces more likely. Yet the break in the storm was brief and weather reports unreliable. Eisenhower took a long, deliberate draw on a cigarette, and then he said, "Let's go." And with those two words, he launched the greatest amphibious invasion in the history of mankind. Now, imagine yourself in those landing craft. The bullets ricochet like a steel rain rattling against an uncovered boat shaped like a coffin. It pushes bravely through the surf, roiled by the chaos of battle. Feel the earth-shaking power of a shell explosion, the smell of gunpowder, the crash of water that follows, filling your eyes and lungs. Now you've arrived at the shore. The order to disembark is given. The bay door inches down slowly on creaking chains. A hellscape of scarred earth, molten fire, and twisted metal is revealed. Men charge from waist-high water towards a beach, loomed over by an imposing fortress of concrete and guns, embedded in the rock above. The terrified screams of the wounded fill the air, while the dead and their blood accumulate in the water in ever-growing numbers. Imagine that. So why did they do it? There was a draft at the time, but most enlisted willingly. They volunteered knowing full well the terrors they would face. Some had fake documents made, not to avoid their duty, but because they were too young to perform it. They didn't do it for money or glory or power or land. That is the definition of courage. Not only did they fight, but they chose to do so willingly. Aware of the danger and for the right reasons, they chose to act. To this day, mothers in France will walk their children past a peaceful graveyard at the site of that battle 81 years ago. They will slow just enough to whisper, "This is a field of heroes." This happens every day on foreign soil consecrated in our honor under our flag of red, white, and blue. The legacy we have all inherited, all the friendships we have made, the wealth we have acquired, the technology, art, and science we have created, all the wonders of the modern era is not something to which we are entitled. It was earned in waist-high water full of blood and sacrifice. My name is Brian Winter, a member of 5051 Massachusetts. 5051 is a small but growing, decentralized, nonpartisan, anti-authoritarian movement made up of ordinary citizens of all walks of life. We have chosen this day to hold this rally and memorial because we believe, despite the constant barrage of algorithmically generated negative news, that courage still exists. We are here because we need a reminder today of the perils that true authoritarianism can bring. But I hope tonight we can learn a bit from our ancestors about how we might manifest our own courage in stopping it. We are not mere Democrats or Republicans. We are Americans. We are not protesters or activists. We are patriots. Our mission today, which can only be performed with your help, is to mobilize this city, state, and country to a robust defense of itself. Those sacred and ancient principles that we all share: free speech, human dignity, rule of law, and the consent of the governed. Yeah! These ideas found their birthplace here, within a few miles of this common, held with conviction by enough people to ignite a nation and tilt the entire world on its axis towards liberty. This nation's symbols, heroes, and ideals are ours to reclaim if we have the courage to take them. By the end of this memorial, I would like you to know what it is inside of you that drove you to be here today. So many are asleep at this dangerous hour, but you are not. This is a question that we should all try to answer. Whatever that reason, be it gratitude or love or justice or patriotism, center it in your mind. Turn it into a mantra and repeat it to yourself over and over. Then when you talk to the skeptics in the world, you should tell them that belief. Sharing a conviction is also courage, and hearts and minds are one, first, with an honest account of the self to all witness. Bear witness then to the many speakers we have assembled tonight, that we might state principles in sight of the honored dead, that we might declare this day that we are worthy of the legacy that we have inherited. That we might dare to defend this nation, its values, and its people. Because this city of Boston, this state of Massachusetts, this country of the United States of America will always and forever say no to